Hello, beautiful people. I'm Jovan. I am a Mystic Starseed, and I'm here to deliver a transmission for all of you who are interested in knowing what is going on with these eclipse energies. So this reading is called What Will Be Manifesting During the Eclipse Portal, which is the space and time between the Sagittarius lunar eclipse that we just had and the Gemini solar eclipse that we will have towards the end of June. In this time in between is a transformative period where we are able to really start making shifts consciously and unconsciously so that we can step into the next chapter of our lives if we so choose to be conscious of these and the way that we are evolving during these very powerful times in the age of Aquarius. So I thought this would be a really great time to start doing my pick a card readings again to assist others who are very sensitive to these types of energies and who are noticing that they are going through transformations and awakenings and stepping into their life purpose and paths. So I thought I would do 3 piles for all of you, and you are free to select pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Pile number 1 is the icosahedron, water element. Pile number 2 is the tetrahedron, fire element. And pile number 3 is the hexahedron, earth element. Okay. Pile number 1, icosahedron. All right, what is manifesting for you during this eclipse season? Pile number 1. Let's start here. Okay, it looks like here, up until the lunar eclipse, like as of late, you had been... Okay, it looks like here, up to the point of when, right before the lunar eclipse happened, you were in a situation or in a stage in your life with the 5 of Swords here. I'm seeing where there was some loss. You were dealing with, and perhaps still dealing with, some sort of loss in your life, and this could be in relationships or some sort of mostly I get relationships, but this could have been other losses as well. It's going to depend since this is a general reading. But what was happening was this was all actually meant to happen with the Destiny card. This is the Wheel of Fortune card in the regular tarot. So this is actually things, you were losing things that were actually toxic. You were leaving behind, or things were leaving you behind that were not for your highest good. And though it was painful to see these things die and fall away, it was for your highest good so that you can bring in a new chapter in your life that was more positive, that is more positive, more abundant, more joyful, and with the right people that are more in alignment with who you are and what brings you happiness. And I think you were starting to sense that or feel that there was some sort of power starting to build up within you as you were releasing some of these maybe, lower vibe people or lower vibe habits or situations. It's like it was depleting, but you perhaps didn't know that it was depleting. But then as they start to fall away, you start to see that there was maybe you had more energy, or you were noticing you were stepping more into your power and confidence and beginning to take more charge of the situations and decisions around you, or situations around you and decisions you are making. Okay. Yeah, definitely. You were in a state of healing, and perhaps you still are, but I feel like the worst of it is gone now. Like you're no longer in the darkest point of whatever grieving process you were going through. You're, with the Three of Swords in reverse, it's like, yeah, you went through some painful stuff, painful endings, maybe even betrayal or something very hurtful, but you were starting to heal, and while still remaining somewhat forgiving and understanding of whatever had to happen and making peace with it. With this is the Six of Cups in the traditional tarot. So I'm feeling like you were, and I'm also getting that you were healing from relationships, or maybe one relationship that was a soul connection that was very stable for you in whatever way. And so it may have been a shock to realize that, sorry for the noise, it's Memorial Day weekend and I live on a busy street. So maybe it was a shock to you when this had to end, or these relationships or situations had to end, because you had thought that this was something stable, especially here with the fourth house, where it says family, home, background, comfort, cooking, inner world, real estate, shelter, self-care, rejuvenation, habits, and shell. So let me see. Yeah, pretty much I'm just feeling like there must have been something that happened in your family life or in your home. So maybe somebody you were living with or a family member, that there was, a loss, whether it was a separation or a death or some sort of falling out. This was not something that was anticipated, and then it happened, and you had to go through some healing and acceptance, and you are on that path, and you are doing well with that. I feel like I'm getting the message you're going through all the stages of grief, and you're almost done. You're at the stage of acceptance, and if not, you probably already are once the lunar eclipse hit, I'm thinking. Yeah, let's see, because what was released here? During the lunar eclipse, it's very possible you were feeling very vulnerable during the lunar eclipse, that day, that night. Yeah, I think that there was like a softness to you, perhaps that you haven't felt in a long time, perhaps a connection to something bigger than yourself, something that was calling you to ask for higher guidance. And I feel like whatever happened was going on with you up until that lunar eclipse was like you had felt maybe stripped away from something that felt secure and abundant, and it was, in fact, an illusion. And then having to get yourself to a place of feeling that you are secure, you are supported, that you are abundant, and trusting. I think there's a sense of needing to feel trust and wanting to feel trust in life again, and in what you want for yourself. It's possible that you had not been super clear on what it is that you wanted, or you had fooled yourself into thinking you knew what you wanted, or that you had what you wanted, but there's other dreams for you. And it's kind of like the energies are asking you to not be so sure of what you think is your highest good, but know that everything is working out for your highest good. And that you are in your power. But sometimes power is the courage to be vulnerable and to trust and to surrender that things are unfolding and manifesting the way they need to. And that's what I see. I feel like this lunar eclipse kind of maybe stripped away some of, maybe there was a sense of being too confident or too sure of everything the way it was, and maybe not seeing your, your blind spots. And the lunar eclipse was kind of trying to get you to a place of seeing them, but at the same time activating, letting you break that down in order to activate true wisdom, true abundance, true prosperity. But before you can connect to that, you need to let go. I'm getting some control issues here, and the residual of that, the heartbreak and any other toxic patterns or routines and habits that you may have or accept in others. It's like standing in your power, yes, but also letting the old fall away and putting more trust in the universe to give you what you need. And I'm seeing here, so in order to come to your full destiny, to come to your full dharma, your abundance, and restabilize so that you feel good about yourself, your life, and where you're going, there's also an element of, with the anger and chains here, I'm seeing that you may have still been holding on to some sort of anger or some sort of tie to this person that you lost, or this family member that you lost, or friend that was very close to you. So basically what I'm trying to say, if I want to take this let's make a long story short. You had experienced some grief due to some loss, losing something that you had felt was very stabilizing for you and comfortable, but in reality was actually toxic because it had started to become stagnant and deteriorate. So in order for you to fulfill your destiny, you have to step into your power, and you can't move on to the next chapter when you have things that are holding you back and you're just getting too comfortable. Now, whatever happened kind of was a blow to maybe your pride or your sense of security, where you felt like everything was going well, but in reality there was something that was not really as stable as you thought. And what the universe and the energies are trying to help you do is like break down those barriers, break down any ego or illusions about yourself, which we all have ego, we all have illusions. This is definitely not saying like pinpointing anything on you, but we all go through a process of healing where we must release the ego aspect of ourselves that is motivated by fear and works through maybe control, manipulation, not necessarily the most authentic aspects of ourself. So universe had to get you to a place of more vulnerability. Okay. And in that vulnerability, to trust that you are always provided for and taken care of, that you are always abundant, and that losing whatever you lost, thinking that it threw you off, is an illusion. You by yourself as an independent human being are always supported and safe. And so during the lunar eclipse, it was kind of getting you to finally break away from those residual feelings of loss and what ifs, and wondering if this was the right, if this was the way things were supposed to go. Because I see here also anger and chains, you're healing from the Six of Cups again. So it's like, there's perhaps it was taking you a long time to process and grieve because there was still some residual energies, resentments and anger, and perhaps energetic cords or bonds or ties to this, either partner, family member, friend, whoever or whatever it was that was you had very close connection to. And there was an anger here, perhaps maybe at yourself or the other person or situation that was still keeping you, up in that period of maybe depression or sadness or holding back from being truly, truly, truly happy and moving forward. So the lunar eclipse is trying to break away the residual of that and just wipe it out so that you can move forward and move on. And so during the lunar eclipse, there may have been some healing in that aspect. So now with this earth element card, this was shifting for you during the lunar eclipse. So whatever happened to you, you were feeling in your power, and then your sense of self, your sense of power, your identity may have gotten a little shook during this grief, but it's now coming to a close as you're completing this healing cycle. And what's shifting is you're regaining your strength again, you're regaining your power again, and you're going to be even stronger than ever. So what's shifting is that your sense of self, your stability, and your abundance, and it's like time to rebuild, dream a new dream, restructure what has fallen away, and begin moving forward in a practical way. It's calling for practicality and wisdom, but it's also a reassurance that what's shifting is that you are beginning, the worst is over and you're getting onto solid ground now, and that you will be building something solid in the physical world. And it's important to just, again, have faith that you are supported and abundant, but to be very realistic. So you have to start, if you're in a planning phase, it's time to plan what you truly want that's going to give you long-term happiness. But always remember, don't be stubborn. Remember, be flexible, because one of the lessons you were trying to learn was that, like, you thought that this situation before was stable, that this was your be-all and end-all, and then what you had to learn was that life is ever-flowing, ever-changing, and that you can't always get too comfortable and take things for granted and think that they're going to stay the same, because there's better. That things change and flow because there's better, and that if you're solid within yourself, then the flows, the ebbs and flows of life are not going to knock you down so much. Now, that's easier said than done, especially when it comes to relationships, especially love and family. But again, sometimes people come into our lives for short periods of times to teach us something, usually something beautiful and something painful, and then we move on. But this has all been a learning process for your development of your own strength, which you have already. You're innately powerful and strong. And yeah, so nice. So we get the yes card. It says positive outcome, proceed, ancestors blessing, bonus card. Okay, so yeah, again, this is confirming and encouraging you, and letting you know again that this was meant to be. This is your destiny, that there's something good waiting for you. Sometimes just painful endings have to occur for the lessons to learn, the wisdom to be gained, so we can move forward better than ever. So you're getting a yes. So whatever you've been asking about, or if you've been scared or wondering if you're going to make it, if you're going to be fine, if this is the right path, the answer is yes. And that you have ancestors blessing. So and it makes sense with the earth element. It's all about ancestors. Like, you're on the path and you have full support behind you. So positive outcome, proceed. You're on the right track. And if you do ever feel nervous or scared or unsure, lost, and you need extra support, I pulled a card for what archangel you can call upon that could help you through trying times when you're in need of help during your challenges. And we got Archangel Gabriel. So it says inspiration. So what I'm getting, is that you might have lost inspiration. You might have lost that zest for life for a little bit. You may have even, your dreams may have not seemed super exciting anymore, because part of your dream was to be with this person or this situation, and now you're shifting and rerouting. So Archangel Gabriel can renew you in your inspiration, renew you in your dreams and your path, so you can continue to move forward. Yeah. So during this eclipse portal between the lunar and solar, this is still a process, a working process. It's about three weeks of healing that's going to be happening. So it is truly about, releasing any residual anger, cutting any cords. You can do even cord meditations. Cut these cords, start fresh, release any anger, resentment, do forgiveness, rituals, if it helps to talk to somebody, to let go of whatever it is that's making you upset or mad or powerless. This is the time. Forgive, not only for the other person or for people, but for your own freedom. So this is going to lighten your load. And continue to build your dream. Continue to build your dream in the next 3 weeks. If you need to plan. Be very practical. Make sure you have the steps, because that's what I'm feeling too. It's like with Sagittarius lunar eclipse is all about releasing old thoughts, releasing old beliefs, and seeing your own inner truth. What is your truth? So, and then from there, leading up to the Gemini solar eclipse, is like, well, what are the actual step-by-step what's the actual step-by-step plan process that you need to instill in order to make that big dream happen and follow your truth? So this is your time right now to really use this energy to the best of its ability and its full potential. So continue to do the healing work of forgiveness and releasing and freeing yourself from that. And then to start planning, make your schedule, make your to-do list, think about all the things you need to do, the steps you need to do to get to where you got to go. Know that you are divinely supported, that you are on the right path. There's no need to question. And whenever you feel like your enthusiasm or your motivation is flagging, call upon Archangel Gabriel and know that you are abundantly supported and that you're going to be financially fine, if that was a worry. Because I think, what you were releasing during the lunar eclipse too was like a false sense of security and a false, no, let's not say false. Let's say, because everything happens for a reason and all things are divine, but maybe your perspective on it was outdated. And maybe you lost your confidence because your reality was shook. But in true reality, you find yourself and you find the truth the most when you're the most vulnerable. And I see that maybe the situation that you were in before too was like provided you some sort of income or sense of feeling safe, but it was, but you were dependent on someone else. Like what the universe is trying to get you to know is like you're safe just being who you are. You're safe being who you are. You are safe on your own. You can be independent and taking care of yourself and living your best life. At the end of the day, you don't need anyone to do that for you. Just knowing that you are safe within yourself and you're capable. So now with solar eclipse coming in, Gemini, so what's going to be activating and initiating for you? What are you going to be realizing? So I'm seeing here, I pulled some cards. So this solar eclipse for you is going to be initiating the Huntress, the quest, Alcyone. So it says, the Pleiades light, my quest to be wild and free. Ah, I see. So, okay. Yeah, so I see. Yeah, you have power. You're a powerful person, and I think you know that, but you allowed yourself to trick or believe that you are not, like something in you was doubting yourself basically, and thinking that you needed to live this traditional mundane life, and that you had to follow all the by the book conventions to feel secure. But in reality, you are a huntress or a hunter, and you are on a quest, and to fully embody the fact that you can still be wild and free and still be stable. It's a mindset. And so what it's really saying is that this is going to be you're being initiated and activated into being the true wild woman or wild man that you are, a free spirit, but not somebody who's like has no plans or is just like lost. This is a person who's just like in their full power, above social convention, being their true, authentic, creative, beautiful self, bigger than life, and moving forward with your goals and dreams with focus, and doing it in your own way. You don't have to follow what's been done. This is about forging a new, creative, unique path that only you can create and will ensure your success. So you are going to be more confident once the solar eclipse happens. You're going to feel your power again. You're going to feel confident. I think you're going to have a renewed sense of motivation and determination to fulfill your dreams and to do it your way. Song that I would recommend you listen to for inspiration, if you don't mind listening to old people music, is Frank Sinatra's My Way. Listen to Frank Sinatra's song My Way and hear what he says, because I think this is what would inspire you as an individual. Yeah. Yep. And then we get the Many Paths card, which is really supportive of this energy. And this is talking about there are many paths to take to get where you need to go. That there's not just one way to do something. That whoever told you how to do something a certain way to be successful is very limited in their thinking. And you don't have to play by those rules. Especially now in the age of Aquarius, things are, you see, life is changing. Society is not what it used to be. Things are changing and progressing, and we're seeing it happening so fast. This is like a positive, beautiful opportunity for you to live your life in whatever way brings you joy. And that's the most important key. Whatever your goal or focus is, maybe in these next 3 weeks before the solar eclipse, reevaluate if this goal of yours, this dream or this incentive you have, if this plan is still exciting and brings true joy to your heart. Because if it doesn't, you need to rethink it. This is the time to do it. Rethink what you're doing. It doesn't mean you have to chuck the whole idea, but you can tweak it, or you can just, go in another direction, whatever. But the universe is asking of you now, if you follow your heart, you are following the true purpose that you are meant to live. And there's different ways to do it, yes, but the end goal would be the end goal. Try to find the most enjoyable and unique and more efficient ways for you as an individual to accomplish what you need to accomplish. Yeah, this is about breaking out of your comfort zone. It is time. That comfort zone was not serving you. That comfort zone was only serving you if you wanted to live a normal, mundane life. It would have been perfectly fine. But you are not a normal, mundane person. You have power. You're a hunter. You're on a quest. You have a destiny. I mean, come on. You've got some good cards here. You've got your ancestors behind you. You have something that you're supposed to be doing. And that stable life, the perceived conventional stable life, is not for you. You're too big for that. You're too powerful. And so you are going to, after the solar eclipse, you are going to be actualizing this energy. And what I'm seeing here is that, you're going to realize that you've been codependent on others, thinking that you're not powerful enough to manifest and achieve what is yours, what is your birthright. So you're going to be stepping into your power, and you're going to be creating strong, healthy boundaries, but in a loving way. So You're going to be releasing this anger, this pain, any attachments that you have to, you know, other people, ideas or things or whatever it is that makes you feel small, directly or indirectly. You're going to let it go, and you're going to see that you only need you. And everybody else, of course, community is important. People in our lives are important, and they're there to enjoy, you know, we're there to enjoy life with them, and they're there to support us and us them. But at the end of the day, I know it sounds really old-fashioned, really harsh, but we are born alone and we die alone. In the meantime, though, of course, there's people that we can spend time with, but we always have to be true to ourselves. Because when we're true to ourselves, we attract the right people anyway, right? We've heard that story before, but it is so true. So yeah, you're going to be, so see, trust in the plan. So your faith is going to be renewed. You're going to be on fire. Your faith is going to be renewed. Your power restored, bigger and better than ever. You're going to be trusting your path and your decisions. And you're going to be trusting the guidance and support that you're getting. Okay? That's what's actualizing for you. You're going to be back on track and more powerful than ever. Look at that card. Yeah. This is about self-love and self-empowerment, and that is what is going to be manifesting for you during these eclipse energies. So do the work now, do whatever you need to do to get yourself into that space, process, heal, plan, love yourself, self-care, and by the solar eclipse towards the end of June, you're going to feel like a new person. Okay, that's a really lovely message. I hope that was helpful and resonated for you, pile number 1. Thank you so much for being here. And if this reading helped you, please feel free to give a like. A comment would be great, and share, and if you'd like, and subscribe to. All right, let's see what we have for pile number 2, the tetrahedron, fire element. Okay, let's start with these cards first. Okay, pile number 2. What are you manifesting during this eclipse portal? We have will, partnership and alliances, and we have Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Now these cards I pulled, I actually was asking the question, you know, what energy or stage of life were you in right before the lunar eclipse happened? Like, where were you at? And I see that you were perhaps building friendships, networking, maybe, or just spending time with friends or family, or just people that you really enjoy. But it looks like it was all because you have this plan of doing something or achieving something and creating some sort of maybe community or friendship group or family that would sustain you and fulfill you, and perhaps co-create something together. But I do see that wasn't really happening as fast as you'd like it, or you weren't getting those big opportunities, or maybe you were getting some certain opportunities, but they weren't like, you know, the opportunity, or they weren't, you know, creating anything long term. They're like little things here and there, you know, happening, but nothing leading to a big opportunity, if that makes sense. Okay, let's see what else was going on. Okay. Yeah, again, I feel like you've been working on projects or doing things with others, and like being really cooperative and helpful, and yeah, trying to create something or achieve something with other people. Sorry, there's so much noise. It looks like you had just been going through a healing process as well, a very painful healing process with the Seven of Cups in reverse. I'm seeing that, when it's upright, this is like some, emotional confusion, a lot of, illusions, a lot of just murkiness. But upside down, I'm feeling like you are getting clearer about your relationships in your life, or maybe a certain relationship that was very painful. And just healing through that. Working on getting yourself back to a state of clarity and well-being. So the Chiron healing card says healing powers, growth, amends, release, personal development, inherited issues, self-doubt, generational trauma, shame, sensitivity, forgiveness, superpowers, divinity, cleansing, softness, pain. Yeah, okay, I see. You've been working and doing stuff and collaborating with other people as part of your healing process. Yeah, I think you were in a very, maybe we were going through a very dark time, a very confusing time. And I think that you spent a lot of time trying to figure it all out, and there was just a point where you just had to distract yourself or get yourself moving and be productive and be with other people and try to focus on bettering yourself. Okay. So I think that's what you were doing. Okay. Okay, we have hiding your true self and the moon. So, yeah, okay, interesting. Okay, I see. So we have the hiding your true self and the moon. So, I think during the lunar eclipse, I think you started to realize that maybe perhaps some of the stuff that you were doing or the activities that you're engaging in, the people you are working with, some of them are in alignment with you, but some are not. And I think that you are just trying to find either your tribe or the right people to work with. So it's like a vetting process. But at the same time, I also feel like it was also you were trying to distract yourself from the pain that you were feeling. And I think that with this Wheel card, like you're very motivated and determined to accomplish things, but you see she's wearing a mask. And I feel like perhaps you haven't been completely yourself with everyone for whatever reason. We all have different reasons. And perhaps maybe even a bit of a chameleon, just to get along with others and achieve and create and do things to keep you busy. Not all the time, of course. I feel like there was a lot of productivity and you've learned and gained a lot. But I also feel like it hasn't been the one thing that you're actually wanting to do. The one big cheese, the one big break, or that one thing that you really want to build on. I don't think you've been working on it as much. You've been kind of focused on other people and being a team player, which is great. And that is all part of a process. I always say everything is divine timing. But now what's happening is like, because you were healing and you continue to heal, but what's happening is like, sometimes if you do that, you're going to continue to be confused. Though I do see that some of this was actually helpful for you. It's just now it's time to move to a different stage. And what I'm seeing is like now you're ready. So the lunar eclipse, what it was trying to do for you was help you release a feeling of needing to be like the ideal person for everyone, like a people pleaser. And I don't mean that in any negative way. I mean, we all do it to some form of extent, but it's like now it's the time to like, you don't have to be so diplomatic. It's now stepping into your own authentic power and being who you are, so that you can actually align with the right people so that you can achieve what it is you need to achieve that will bring you the most fulfillment and stability. So you are hiding a lot of different facets of who you are. I think that you are probably like a very interesting and complex person with many facets to your personality, many interests, and perhaps you are, you're more guided by your emotions or moods or intuition, and so that does sometimes change the way you respond to others or the way you act. And there are hidden aspects of your personality. Perhaps you're very private or secretive, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can be that and all you want with the bag of chips, but I think what it is like making sure that why are you doing that? Are you doing that because there are certain things you like to keep sacred and private, or is it because you're scared that people aren't going to accept you, or you want to work with somebody and you think if you act a certain way that it'll ensure, success or opportunity? And so intention is everything. Who are you being? And it's okay to adjust a little bit for the comfort of other people, but are you hiding who you are? Are you not being truthful? Are you being duplicitous? It's just good questions to ask. I'm not saying you are, but just good question to ask yourself, what is the motivation behind what you do and why you do what you do? And if you're at peace with that, then that's totally fine. Then you're all good and it's okay. But because this came up in the reading talking about what needs to be released during the lunar eclipse, and we received the moon, which is all about hidden things, cycles, different aspects. We don't always see the fullness of the moon. There's always an aspect we don't see. And then hiding your true self. That's pretty self-explanatory. So what's happening is that perhaps maybe you're becoming more confident or more comfortable in who you are, and realizing that that's actually going to be the key to your success and putting you in alignment with what you actually want to achieve and how you want to live your life. What's the point of creating things and making things and achieving things in your life if they don't actually make you happy? Then the question is to ask yourself, well, why are you doing these things? Are you running away from something? Are you running away? Or are you trying not to be confused? Or maybe you haven't found your true passion yet. Or maybe you're scared to follow your true passion. Just little things to consider, because this is a general reading, so I'm sure it's different for everyone, but maybe food for thought. But I think that you're starting to understand that anyways, because I think some of this was being released slowly during the lunar eclipse. And so between now and the lunar eclipse up into the solar eclipse, let down your guard, or at least understand why you do the things you do and how you operate, and if it's beneficial for you. This is the time. This is the portal time between the lunar and the solar, and you have this opportunity to release maybe hidden aspects of yourself, or maybe it's just or maybe it's not even about that. Maybe it's just about presenting different sides of who you are that you've never presented to other people. Maybe there's interests or feelings or thoughts or, ways of being that you can now allow others to see. It's about being comfortable in your skin and being comfortable being vulnerable and being comfortable with who you are so that you can express your full spectrum. Nobody's expecting you to be one-dimensional, and if they are, they're probably not healthy people to be around. They're probably boring too. So be all the people that you are in your head. No, I'm just kidding. But it actually makes sense with the Gemini solar eclipse, because Gemini is a twin, right? Geminis are all about having different facets to their personality, being talented, multi-dimensional, and all that. So in this next 3 weeks before the solar eclipse, you are healing. Now, interestingly enough, okay, so you got for the healing, you got the Revenge card, and you got the Prince of Swords in reverse. So let me look at this for a second, because this is what you're actually healing in this interim time, this portal time. Yeah, this is okay. So there is a healing that's going on during this time, and you're shifting into a different person. You're shifting. You are going to be showing yourself more. You're going to be more comfortable with expressing who you are, your light side, your dark side, your funny side, your serious side, all the sides you got. Also, I am seeing though that there is an aspect of you that you may feel regretful of, or not, or Spirit just wants to bring it to your attention if it's not already clear, that maybe there was a part of you that was very harsh with your words when people would hurt you. Perhaps it was kind of a little bit vindictive, and maybe you've created situations in your life that were confusing or painful. And so what now I'm seeing is the time that you will be healing and shifting away from saying things with the intention, consciously or subconsciously, to hurt another person or to get back at another person or other people. I'm wondering if some of these people that you were working with you didn't really truly like, or they upset you. But instead of talking to them openly, you may have said things that were hurtful, and this may have caused situations to become stagnant, or these people not to feel completely comfortable with moving forward with you and creating something bigger and more stable. That's just for some of you. But I do want to bring that up. This is healing for you, though. You're realizing that words are powerful, and they've probably not only hurt other people when you've been careless or vindictive with them, but you've hurt yourself. And so it's important to forgive yourself with this Chiron healing. Forgive that. Don't be ashamed of being unaware of certain things that we do, our shadows sometimes. We do things out of pain, and then once we're aware, then we have the opportunity to be better people. So practice on forgiving yourself. It's okay. Things happen for a reason. And now I'm seeing too, like maybe perhaps here, I'm seeing that the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse, like the portal in between, is going to show you your some shadows that you haven't seen before. Maybe they were self-defeating, self-sabotaging shadow aspects to your personality that you weren't aware of, and now you're going to see them and have the chance to heal them. And maybe one of those shadows is vengeful words or vengeful actions that were done out of impulse, not because probably not premeditated, but just impulsive. And that is coming from a place of pain and unhealed trauma, which is lovely to know, because then you can work on healing it. So during this time, this eclipse portal, while you're doing this work, you can call on Archangel Uriel. Yeah, interesting. Uriel, friendship. Yeah, this makes sense. So okay, call on Archangel Uriel to help you with your friendships. Okay, I'm seeing here. All right. Yeah, this definitely is about other people. Other people. Friendships, community, networking, wearing a mask, wanting to be recognized, but not quite really knowing what you want to be recognized for. Again, okay, it's a learning process. Totally fine. You're healing from a lot of things. So I'm feeling like you may have gone through a lot as a child or in your younger life or your years. And actually community and friendships have actually helped you heal. And sometimes healing is messy. You're going to have good friends, you're going to have bad friends, but this has all been a healing process for you, and learning how to appreciate friendships and learning how to be a friend, learning how, again, to cooperate and collaborate. And I think that, through all this, like you've had illusions or false perceptions of people in your life that have caused you pain. And I think what you're doing is you're learning and you're healing from that and seeing things more clearly and more loving and compassionately. And the more you see yourself compassionately, the more you will have compassion for others. So yeah, interesting. So I see that it's also maybe perhaps been hard to find that one best friend that you really can count on, or just like, I don't know, something about like having a stable relationships that make you feel secure. Maybe you have had friends for many years, but there's sometimes friction, or you don't know if you can trust them. So that's healing. Again, You know, maybe people have said bad things to you on the flip side, you know. Maybe people have said bad, hurtful things to you to hurt you, and that's caused you to distrust and have like a bad taste in your mouth and not be fully all heart-based or fully in with your friendships. So that's perfectly understandable. But the more you reveal who you are and the stronger you are in who you are, I think you're going to start to, you know, not care so much or be hurt by people who are perhaps jealous or just have their own pain to deal with. Yeah, I think you've protected yourself from people because you didn't want them to hurt you, and also, you know, to, you know, be diplomatic and get what you need. We all need to do what we need to do to get what we need, you know, especially when we're coming from a place of not being aware, and that's totally fine. But anyways, again, it's time to be who you truly are, because you can align with the right people that way, and the right people will bring you what you need, that security, that foundational friendship, support, and then perhaps even, you know, create, you know, find that perfect opportunity to, you know, make your dreams a reality. Friendship, yeah, you're learning about friendship. So during this time, this eclipse portal, I think you're going to be also seeing who's truly your friend and who isn't, and who's worth investing with and who is worth investing in and who is not. Because maybe there's some people in your life also who have not been true to you or not been completely honest or hidden things from you. You may find these things to come to light during these next 3 weeks. And again, if you need guidance or help or support or consolation or anything to make you feel like you're not alone, or that to find your friends, your true friends, to be a true friend, call upon Archangel Uriel to help you and guide you. Yeah. So I'm seeing here, you're going to need to be doing during these next 3 weeks, the best thing for you to do is to do shadow work. We have shadow work here. Blockages, confrontation, ego death, emotions, purge, transcending soul patterns. Yeah, so there's some sort of pattern here that you have with maybe friendships, even in past lives or childhood, where they were, sometimes people hurt you or backstabbed you or just treated you very maliciously, and has created a sense of distrust and made you like kind of hold yourself back and kind of, you know, operate behind this ego, this mask. You know, we all do it to a certain extent. But it's like, this is like, if you're wondering why you're not feeling happy, or you're wondering why you're not achieving your goals as fast as you like, it's because you need to make sure that you have the right people around you. But you also have to trust too. You need to be the right person too. So please do some shadow work to release these old patterns, to release this distrust, to find forgiveness for yourself and for others. And once you do that, but actually I should say once you do that, while you're doing that, you're actually being blessed here with Jupiter return benefits. So this is really positive. And right now, Jupiter is in Pisces. So that's really an interesting energy. It's usually predominantly a beautiful energy of blessings, joy, happiness, love. Like, this is the gift giver. And what it's signifying is that within all this, you have been doing a great job, okay? And you're going to start to see the benefits of your efforts. You're going to start to see that you're going to be receiving what you want. You're going to get those opportunities. You're going to be getting those friendships. You're going to be gaining that abundance, you know, whatever it is that you've been wanting and working on and you've been wishing for, it's going to happen for you. And it's even possible that you will be seeing goals and plans that you started a long time ago to finally start bearing fruit, blossoming, bringing you what you want and need. Yeah, it's like dreams manifesting, especially with Jupiter and Pisces. Pisces is all about dreams, and in that realm of like, makes total sense, because Pisces is all about like that portal energy, like where we germinate and we come up in, you know, where we dream our biggest dreams in the darkness and the void. And so Jupiter's amplifying those dreams. So also be careful with what you're wishing for, because Pisces is also a little bit of escapist, but they can also be yeah, like just like get lost in illusions and not really do. But I'm seeing you getting opportunities to see your dreams blossom, but just stay open to them. Yeah. And just be thankful, count your blessings. I do feel like you have support around you. You do have good people in your life, and focus on those people. Focus on those people that love you and are there for you. You don't have to spend your time with everybody in the world, and you don't have to say yes to every project or, every invitation if it's going to waste your time, because it's going to throw you off your center. Get more to the core of who you are. Spend more time with yourself, and then spend your time with the people who aren't a chore. You're going to see things start to shift for you when you do that. Your perspective will start to change, and you have the opportunity to do that now. So when the solar eclipse comes through, what is going to be initiated at the solar eclipse, we have gateways of light. Gateways of light, Merope. Gateways of light says infinite. And the affirmation is, I have unlimited access to the divine mind. Okay. Interestingly enough, Gemini. Oh, and Gemini too is about friendships and twins and partnerships. So yeah, things are going to start activating for you. And there's 2 people in this card. Okay. Then we have the circle. That's going to be initiated. You're going to be realizing something about your circle, and you're going to be realizing something about your journey. Okay, interesting. So what I think is being said here, what's being initiated during the solar eclipse, well, obviously the circle talks a lot about community, groups. This is a partnership right here. And then with the journey, you see just one person. So I feel like what it's saying is, first and foremost, you may meet somebody, a partner. It could be romantic, it could be business, it could be just a friendship. You're going to meet somebody after the solar eclipse that's going to be a great, just a creative person. And maybe you guys are complement each other in your creativity or in your goals or just the way you see life. Something, and you guys are going to be very close. That's for some. So with circle and the journey, what I see as being initiated is like, basically I feel like what Spirit's trying to say is that you've been on the right track. You've been on the right track. You've done, you've had this intuition, you've had this compulsion or this, this need or desire to work with others, be with others, spend time with others, learn others. Because you know that we are all one, that we are all truly connected, and that being an island unto ourselves or being isolated is not the path to healing all the time. It's part of the path, but it is not the only path. There is a balance that needs to be struck. And I think that you understood that intrinsically, and that you are working on that aspect to balance out your own life. Maybe perhaps you felt isolated before in your life. Maybe you're independent, but knowing that working with others is the right thing to do. Or maybe you're codependent and you've worked with others because you're used to that. But yes, anyways, you've been on the right track, but now just the next thing to make it even sweeter, that sweeten the deal, is working on healing your relationship with self and relationship with other people from the past, and maybe even in the present. Like, what are the patterns that have created, like discord, competition, anger, resentment, clearing that. Once you really, really clear that out and understand, that see things from a place of unconditional love, including yourself, that things are really going to open up for you. And I think that is what you're doing, because I already see it happening, during these next 3 weeks. It's like, I already see this shift happening. You're going to be doing some sort of shadow work or introspection and getting really clear on the not so savory parts of your life, and working on healing them, and you're going to be receiving benefits and blessings, and you are going to get that big opportunity. And it's very well could be with other people or one other person, but it's going to feel right. I do also see, though, that you are a leader and that you may like to be alone a lot, and it is a way that you protect yourself and keep your boundaries, and it's the way that you keep yourself clear-headed and strong and move forward with purpose. So it's basically about, you're going to find that balance of when to be alone and when to be with others. But when you are with others, it's going to be from the authentic place, because you took the time to really know who you are and accept who you are and express who you are without hiding, without shame or guilt or fear. So that is being initiated for you during the solar eclipse, and you'll start to see that happen. Because when this eclipses happen, it's like you have that like corridor between the lunar and the solar, right? You've got that time to like, you know, restructure and then be ready for that intention of, you know, the new moon of the solar eclipse. And then you have the 6 months to really actualize what all the stuff that came through during that time. So once you realize all of this, like how this all works, that you're all a part of one, but you must individuate first before you can be a part of a group and be strong in who you are, so that you attract your tribe and create the best life ever. Once you get that, you're going to be actualizing beautiful things here. Okay, we have lost lands and ascension. Ooh, the rainbow bridge. Ascension. The rainbow bridge. Yeah, this is all part of your spiritual growth. So what you will be actualizing after this solar eclipse, Lost Land says soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. Okay, interesting. And then ascensions, the rainbow bridge. This is about connecting into higher vibrational beings. Your healing is basically cleansing your energy field. You're cleansing your aura. You're raising your frequency. You are going to be clearer and more aligned and stronger. You're going to shine bright, and you will probably hook in or meet your guides if you haven't already, or at least one guide, a spiritual guide. I guess it could be human, but I'm thinking heavenly or unseen. But anyways, you are going to be connecting into a higher wisdom, higher knowledge, higher accessing higher forms of consciousness. Basically, you're expanding your consciousness through this healing process, strengthening the love in your heart, and strengthening your connection to yourself, to the wisdom that you hold within you. With the lost lands, it's about soul memories. It's about having the wisdom of the ancients within you, and trusting your deep inner wisdom that you've accumulated and developed and known for many lifetimes. That's coming through, and you're going to be able to create what you need to create from a higher vibrational perception. And yeah, you're going to be channeling and accessing deep soul wisdom. Yep. Wow. That's cool. And I'm seeing that obviously it's going to benefit the collective, because you have so many cards on friendship and community. So, yeah. That's what's happening for you, pile number 2. I hope that was helpful. So you can let me know in the comments. Please like, subscribe, or share, or comment on this video if you found it helpful and you enjoyed it. I enjoyed giving you this message. Thank you so much, pile number 2. Blessings. Bye. Pile number 3. Here we have the hexahedron, earth element. Okay, pile number 3. Let's see what is going to be happening, manifesting for you during this eclipse portal between the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse. What is going on? Let's see. Oh, these cards. Yes. Okay, these are in order. Sorry. So let's see. First, let's go with the first few that came through. because there's a lot of cards. Okay. All right. So what I'm seeing here with pile number 3, up until the lunar eclipse that just recently happened, you were in the energy of resisting something. There's a resistance. And what I'm seeing here with the resistance card, the 10 of Swords in reverse, the Temperance in reverse, and the New Beginnings in reverse, which is a traditional full card. You've been in resistance of starting something new. You've been in resistance of letting something old die. You've been holding on to something that no longer serves. The 10 of Swords is talking about something that needs to die and pass away, but yet it's upside down because it has not yet happened. But it's showing me here that because you have not let it go, your healing cannot fully complete. And also I'm seeing that you're maybe feeling emotionally a little off balance from time to time, or feeling very volatile, or even depleted, or not just feeling in your fullest, feeling your fullest best self. And again, it's all because you're being encouraged by Spirit to embark on a new journey and to expand your horizons and to have faith that all will be well and that this is for your highest good. So I'm assuming that something very painful had to die, or has to die, or is dying, and there's still a part of it that you're still holding on to with a sense of hope, but perhaps it's from fear because you've gotten very used to and rooted in this energy, but it's no longer growing. So, okay, sorry, there was a lot of noise. I had to stop the video. Sorry. Okay, back to the reading, pile number 3. Okay, so during this time up to the lunar eclipse, it looks like there has been a level of confusion or dreaming, maybe not confusion, but just like maybe things have been a little bit cloudy or unclear, but you've been wanting things, you've been desiring things, new things. And I see with the Aries, it says Aries, the radical, active, self-starting, daring, fierce, assertive, fiery, exhilarating, innocent, on a mission, bossy, driving, sparky, courageous, selfish, macho, impulsive, argumentative, competitive. Okay, you got a lot going on here. So you may have been feeling all these feelings up until the lunar eclipse. So almost like I'm getting like wanting to move forward, wanting to do things, but still feeling a little foggy as to what that direction is and how to move forward, and still kind of being a little bit stuck in your emotions. Sometimes those emotions becoming very intense, but I feel like a sense of stubbornness of not realizing or not wanting to release the old so that you can move forward and do something new and live a new life that you want to live. I feel like you have long-term plans and that you've actually taken some time to think about how to get there, or what you need to get there at least. I think that you have been feeling at the same time a little detached here and there from actually moving forward, but I think it's because it's that dichotomy or that tug, that push and pull between wanting to keep things the same or being scared to move forward and making that change, and then still having the strong, deep desire and knowing that you need to move forward in a new way, maybe in a way that you've never moved forward before, completely different, but more exciting. So it's like your intuition is telling you that it's time to move on from whatever you've been holding on to. Maybe you've been holding on to an old life. It's really time for a new life, and looking at life in a long-term way. So that's probably what you were going through, or the energy you were feeling before the lunar eclipse. And then what I'm seeing that was actually started the release process on the lunar eclipse. We get the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and we get the black flower fragrance. So this is what started to release for you during the lunar eclipse. Yeah, I feel like you had some expectations. I feel like you had some expectations in your life that you wanted to be a certain way. I think that there's a part of you that wants things to be traditional or predictable, but you have noticed that life is not really truly predictable. And perhaps this has been in relationships or in the way you make your money, or just in the way that you live. I think there's been some disappointment in what you thought, or how you thought you should be. And it's probably caused you some pain. But what I'm getting is that what you're releasing is traditional values that no longer serve you, that kept you stuck in a very boxed up view of what you think you need to be like, or what traditions or rules you need to follow in order to live a good life, or a successful life, or an abundant life. And I think that it may be sometimes that kind of hindered you, and maybe there's a tad bit, and there's no judgment here because we all do it, but tad bit of overemphasis on materialism and just the structure of the way things are traditionally. And that has actually done you more harm than good. And it's actually kind of broken your heart a little bit, because what I'm seeing is that somewhere deep inside there is an innocent, fiery spirit someone who wants to really make a huge impact, but is not quite sure how. And I think that because of certain old conditioning, maybe the way you were raised, or like the relationships or marriages you may have been in, and that has hurt your heart indirectly, and maybe has killed your sense of faith a little bit. Anyways, that's what's being released. Your belief system, or your understanding of some sort of traditional values that no longer serve you, and what's being released is feeling disappointed or bitter or angry about it. Like, I feel like some sort of depression or grief may have gripped your heart, and because you were living a life that really is not conducive to your soul's happiness. And that's what is being released during the lunar eclipse. And if you didn't feel it all happening on that day, it's in that night, it's not really something that happens like magic overnight. It's the start. Maybe there was a realization, or maybe there's you made a decision that was away from this, or maybe you're starting to let go a little bit and not be so stubborn, and starting to heal your heart from some deep emotional wounds coming from a sense of feeling like you had to be a certain way, and realizing that expectation that you tried to follow has gypped you and left you clinging to the past. Okay. Anyways, that is starting to release for you. And yeah, so I'm feeling sadness here. And so the best archangel to call on for support and guidance during this time, this 3-week, you know, eclipse portal energy before it becomes a solar eclipse, is Archangel Jophiel, to help you find joy again, to help you find joy in life, to help you find that which makes your heart sing, that which makes you free, that which sparks your creative passion. Yeah, that's what you need in your life. And I think that you've kind of lost a sense of what that is, or maybe you've never known and you're a little bit confused. But I think that you're on the right track, because as you release these expectations of, you know, what people expect you to be, and become more free to be who you are and okay with that, you'll start to find your passion and your joy. So you can call on Archangel Jophiel to assist you with that. Yeah, and I do feel like what you're going to be healing during this time, you know, in between the lunar and the solar eclipse. Interestingly enough, it's like, yeah, you're going to be healing your body. There's something with your body. I don't know, maybe for some of you, we have the temple of my body and the tree of life. I feel like there is something, maybe some of you haven't been taking care of your physical body. Maybe some of you have not been valuing, loving, or appreciating your body. Maybe some of you don't like your body. I feel like you may start taking a little bit better care of your body, or if not, this is Spirit's way of encouraging you to do so. Take some time to really heal your body. Maybe feed it the nutritious foods you need. You know, go get a massage, drink more water, exercise, stretch, look in the mirror and just like thank your body for what it does for you. See yourself as beautiful. Adorn yourself and clothe yourself in beautiful ways, or be naked more, be natural more. Maybe start expressing yourself in a more natural way if you feel more comfortable. Maybe you've been wearing a suit and tie all your life and it's time you just want to wear a t-shirt, or you've been wearing like high heels your whole life and you just want to wear flip-flops. Like, just do you, boo, do you. Be more natural. I think that if you can relax into your body, you'd feel a little bit better. I think that's one of the first steps in like feeling okay to live a life that's more to your standards. But overall, I think this is more about your health, like healing your body, like medically, physically. There's something here about healing, eating better foods. I also feel like your thoughts and feelings may have created an imbalance in your health and well-being. Like maybe you're too much in your head. I feel like, yeah, I definitely feel like you guys are too much in your head and maybe a little too prone to responding or reacting to life with your fears and too much caution. And so being in your head, you're kind of maybe not present in your body or around your surroundings. And that can sometimes lead to a feeling of not feeling like you're able to move forward. And sometimes because it's a feeling of not feeling safe. So I think coming back, taking care of your body will make you more present and maybe make you feel more solid so that you can move forward with more ease. Yeah. Maybe some of you will start to eat more organic, or just take in more supplements, or eat more vegetables and fruit, go outside, get grounded. That would benefit you. And I think that that's what's going to start happening for you. You're going to start to see your body. I think you're going to start to see your body heal, and quite possibly transform if you put a little bit of effort into some self-care when it comes to that. So that's going to be healing in the next 3 weeks. And along with that comes a shift. And so the shift is interesting. We've got Virgo, I analyze, and then divine intervention. So divine intervention says, trusting the universe is needed now. Wait, more is happening behind the scenes. Bonus card. Okay, so interesting. Let me see what this means. Well, right off the bat with Virgo, I analyze. Again, somebody who's always in their head and overthinking. And Virgos can sometimes be, they're great people, but they are warriors. But another thing about Virgos, it's about healing the body, being very grounded. Let me look and see here. But I do feel like that's going to be shifting for you during the eclipse portal. Like, perhaps you won't be overthinking as much and you'll be focused more on your physical body, the physical world, your surroundings. Yeah. So I feel like you may worry a lot. So when I'm looking at these cards, I'm getting like the shift could be that you're going to trust more in the universe, trust more in divine, know that things are unfolding the way they need to, and to not just be so hesitant to move forward. Yeah, this is what it is. You're in your head a lot, and that's why you've resisted new movement. You've resisted taking a chance because there's a part of you that still feels unsafe. Like you don't feel like if you were to jump that you'd be caught, like nobody would be there to catch you or the universe wouldn't catch you. And like, it's not like, almost like it's not safe to think outside the box, or it's not safe to jump out of my comfort zone. But the thing is that it's actually probably more safe because when you do those things, you get out of your head, and when you stay in your head too long, it can become a very dark, depressing place, and that's when you sink into more feelings of insecurity and feel stuck. And I'm getting that it's important for you to take care of yourself more. Yeah, you're not present, you're in your head, and this is stopping the flow. You know you need to, it's like your mind is like sometimes your worst enemy, and you need to and you will find a way to move to more calm, peaceful waters in your mind and your thoughts. And your thoughts are kind of messing with you. So getting into your body, exercising, being more present, being in nature would actually be very helpful for you to get out of your head and be more in your emotions, more in your, joy, your feelings, your sensations. Yeah. And I feel like with the Virgo card, this is like very, you're worrying a lot about life, more so than you need to, and it could create some sort of like neurosis, which is not good for you. Too much fear is not good, and it holds you back. But it, also Virgos are organized, so I'm getting that during this 3-week period between the lunar and the solar eclipse. Get organized. If you feel so worried or stressed about things, take some time to organize your home, the things around you, so that maybe you feel like you can't move forward because you're not organized enough. Maybe for some of you that's an excuse, but maybe for some of you that's a legit concern. You feel like you're all over the place, your mind's a mess. Get organized. If you are having trouble taking that next step because you feel like nothing is in its place and you don't quite have the details that you need, get organized. This will bring you a sense of peace, clarity in your mind, and you will feel more ready and equipped to make the decisions to move forward. And baby steps are good. Nobody said there's anything wrong with baby steps, but you got to get it going. But again, I just want to say one more time that it's like your health is really important. Your physical health is something that will be shifting because this is a concern, because you can't really accomplish a lot if you're not in a good, healthy body, mind, soul, spirit, heart. And I'm just getting that your emotions and your thoughts have put you in a place where you're not physically at your best. And that is going to change. So that's great news, because you got to change from the inside out, like mind, heart, body, soul, spirit. All of it is intrinsically balanced. And once that's balanced, you will feel centered enough to make calculated risks and to move forward in whatever capacity and speed that is the right for you, in more confidence and faith. Okay, so yeah, and so with the solar eclipse coming, if you really work on this, being in your body more, taking care of your body, self-care, getting yourself in the physical world more balanced and organized, you are going to be able to feel the initiatory activation of the solar eclipse, where Spirit's going to help you bring in more abundance into your life through manifestation and less hard work or overthinking. So we have Alcyone, the cosmic enchantress, wishcraft. I attract a steady flow of abundance. We got the ghost dance. We got the Star Brothers, and we got Family of Light. Okay. Yeah, so if you've been fearing that you're not going to have money or be abundant, or you're going to be out on the street or something, and perhaps that's why you've been holding on to old ways. Maybe it's been old ways of making money. Maybe that's what this is about. You're scared to take that leap of faith and be that entrepreneur, or to gamble, or to invest. But I'm seeing that you can attract a steady flow of abundance, and you will, starting during the solar eclipse. And it's not going to be in the way that you thought. It's going to be different and better and easier. Because what you're going to realize is that you've been living in the past. You've been holding on to a past that no longer works. As we're entering into this new age of Aquarius, people are doing things different. It is a time to break the mold. So you've been living in old ancestral patterns or old traditions that are dying. And if you keep holding on to those things, thinking that's going to bring you security and abundance and prosperity and success, then you're going to go down with the sinking ship. I say that with as much love as I can, because it's just reality, but it doesn't have to be like that, because what's happening is that you're going to realize that these old ways are actually keeping you in a state of fear. And what's going to activate for you again during the solar eclipse is that you're going to realize you don't have to work that hard. There's new, better ways, more creative ways to create abundance and success for your life, where you're held and you're living in joy and freedom. And I'm also getting that you're being encouraged to do witchcraft if you can, easy stuff. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but just having a money jar or a money bowl, where you put money in and you do a little ritual to attract more money in different ways, or lighting a candle every night and doing a little prayer intention that you're gonna attract money in new and different ways that make you more happy, any things like that. Just really, and then more prayer, more trusting you have guides around you, trusting in them to bring you what you need, being clear about what you need so they can bring you what you need, of course. Things are going to start being easier for you, and I'm seeing you're going to probably find it a lot easier to start taking those risks and moving forward with your life. So that's great news. I like that. Sounds good. Yeah, and so with Star Brothers, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, trust. So what's actualizing for you, which is a beautiful thing, is like once this starts coming into fruition for you and you start to see that you're truly abundant and it is your birthright to be abundant without worry or stress or fear of, you know, poverty or homelessness or whatever it is that you're scared of, you're going to actualize you're going to actualize this faith and again move forward with success and knowing you're held. You also, I'm getting that ancestral healing is important because a lot of the fears that you're holding, like it's like your heart is closed to something. Maybe you're brokenhearted, or maybe it's like that cosmic love of the universe isn't flowing through because there's fear there. This is also like a learned behavior from your family, your ancestors, like these old beliefs. Healing those, you're going to be healing those. And that's going to help you have faith that you don't have to live the life that your ancestors lived. You don't have to live the life that your parents lived. You don't have to be stuck in that 3D lack mentality, like, oh, I got to do this, this, and this because I've got to stay alive. I got to feed myself. All this, you know, of course we need all these things. We need homes, we need food, you know, wherever, depends on where you live, you need transportation. You definitely need clothes and all that stuff. But there's a new way of doing things. You don't have to do it the way it was done before. And once you start to heal these patterns and these traumas from your family and your ancestors, you heal your heart. And your heart, you know, your heart is the conductor of the electromagnetic field around you, which is what attracts your abundance. It attracts all that you need and want. The heart attracts what it needs and wants. And so the stronger your heart is, the more abundant you can be. So yeah, call on your guides to help you. I'm seeing more spiritual work here. Healing, of course, crafting if you want, spells or intentions, or just prayer, or just anything that, you know, connects you to your higher spiritual guidance, because they're here to support you and help you and find new ways to do things. Because look, you're being invited by your family of light, your spiritual team, to connect with them and find them a way to communicate with them, tell them what you need, and they will support you and they will give you the messages that you need to thrive and be joyful and successful. Okay, I think that's all I have for you, pile number 3. I hope that was helpful and I hope that resonated. If it did, please like, comment, subscribe, and share if you want. If you feel called to do so, I would completely appreciate it, and I can keep doing videos like this. Yes. All right. Thank you so much. Blessings to you, pile number 3. Bye.